Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. It's What the Show. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is AJ Lancaster.
Hi, I'm Bethany Deacon, and this weirdo on the couch next to me is my lovely husband, Mike. We're all here, all the people on What the Show that felt remorse, felt sorry about things. We're all here on time. Someone who maybe doesn't feel so sorry about things is running a little bit behind, but he'll be with us at some point.
As once sung, I believe he is too late to apologize. If you're new to the channel, there's a like button down there. There's a subscribe button. We talk movies, we talk TV shows, we talk pop culture. And tonight, we're going to be starting off by talking some Cobra Kai spoilers. I'm just going to go ahead and put up a banner right now for Cobra Kai spoilers once we enter it, because we're all huge fans here.
We're spoiling shit.
So anybody who comes in, we don't want you to accidentally run into, say, like Chosen being the absolute MVP of this season. Oh my God, Chosen's my favorite.
No argument.
Hands down. Hands down. Listen, my one complaint about this season, and there aren't many, because I think overall it was a good season, but we talked about this amongst ourselves a little bit, Mike and I, is that some of the kids' storylines got a little sidelined a little bit in the beginning of the first half of the season. And most importantly, my boy Dimitri, we all know that I love Dimitri, did not get nearly enough screen time this season. But other than that, I was overall very, very impressed with the season, very into it. Lots of good things to break down. AJ, what were some of your favorites besides obviously Chosen, which we're going to do a full-on Chosen love fest until he shows up, basically.
Mentioning Dimitri, he is relegated to basically the same role as Angel from Nope. I thought that was kind of funny seeing the Geek Squad guy who also just sits up. Yeah. It's
That's fun. A Nope spoiler. Add Cobra
and Nope.
And Nope spoilers.
That's a very fair point. Yeah,
if there's already an honest trailer, we don't need to do a spoiler war.
Yeah,
so we're good there. But yeah, everything from I mean, this was the adult focused season. Mexico was amazing. Seeing Josh Lawson, bless up to motherfucker from Kano from
that dog shit movie.
Can I just say that Samantha LaRusso, I didn't hate this season. Are we getting redemption for Samantha LaRusso? I still hate Anthony. I still think he's a little shit. I think he's still a little Lapuso. But I didn't hate Sam as much as I usually do. So I'm going to give him that.
I think that they've been listening to our show because I think they redeemed both the LaRusso children. Anthony less so. They made him more sympathetic.
He wasn't terrible this season, but I think they need to work more on his redemption.
They didn't redeem him. They just didn't make him do anything to make you hate him more.
Yeah, he wasn't shitty.
They just kind of threw him in there and okay, he's basically the damsel in distress, kind of, in a lot of ways.
He was the egg.
And
yes.
Except for Mike Barnes, but Mike Barnes was fucking fantastic in the unhinged way. The development of Mike Barnes was so good. They used to they didn't go the predictable route with him, which I thought was great. They didn't just have him immediately come in and be another sensei for Cobra Kai.
I loved that. I love that for once someone was like, I want to stay out of this. Because I feel like everyone's always like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's karate. And this guy was like, the fucking on about. I'm just selling furniture. I have a good life. I don't want any part of this.
And then the limo ride was so good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Is it was a more adult focused season, but I think it was the truest sequel to the Karate Kid that the show's ever been.
Yeah,
they tied in a lot from 3, more so than they did in the other seasons. but they brought in new elements from 2 that they hadn't before, and they even brought in a couple of things from 1. So it was.
Let's all just briefly talk about, speaking of the limo scene, when they all get out of the limo and have the face off, and it's just Daniel LaRusso, literally villain for movie 1, 2, 3. Like, could you have ever imagined that would happen? Like, that honestly was really crazy. Like, that was great. Like, that was crazy, and it was great, and I love that they're all like friends. And I don't know, it was great.
Just think to anyone who's old enough to have seen the movies back when they first came out, would you ever imagine that at some point in your life you would see a show that you're rooting for Johnny Lawrence, for Chosen, and for Mike Barnes?
Yeah.
Right.
True. God, Chosen was so, like, literally.
Chosen is so good.
So, him watching 90 Day Fiance, him doing everything. He's the precious angel, too good for this world, too pure. I very rarely disagree with Amanda LaRusso. But when she was all huffy and puffy about Chosen being at their house at the beginning of the season, I was like, how dare you, ma'am? Put some respect on his name.
So we got naked in your pool. It's fine.
Yep. Same, PJ. Like, it took me a minute to really put 2 and 2 together.
Also, how weird is that? That, like, that's how he ended up with his wife. As an ex-girlfriend of his introduced him that their cousin. I don't know. I thought that was all kind of strange. I didn't hate it, but I was like, that's weird.
It seemed oddly realistic to me because like there's been times that like an ex hit me up, is like, I know somebody. You know, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not the strangest thing that could have happened. And I liked being able to see her again. And I like that she was kind of able to put into context like how terrible like Terry Silver is and like how terrible he was to Daniel and all of that. Also, again, this is one of those, like this season, I'm not a big fan of the third movie. I don't know many people who would say that's their favorite. It's by far the worst of the 3. But this season like really did give some extra depth and some layers and made me appreciate it more than I probably ever have. So I will give season 5 absolute kudos for that. I think
one of my favorite things. It's a type. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
One of my favorite callbacks to Karate Kid Part 3 is that Terry Silver literally says, "Oh, this crane kick, that's not going to save you." And how does he go down?
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. That is a good reference. I think we were discussing, again, the adults really did kind of steal the show. I would like to talk a little bit about Johnny and Carmen and their little bundle of joy. I loved Miguel and Robbie finally bearing the hatchet and becoming friends. And I think that both of them, like you could see both sides. And I think both of them, at first I think they did just kind of need to duke it out a little bit. I got so nervous when they went upstairs. I'm not going to lie. But I'm happy to see, I'm just happy to see like everyone kind of coming together. Like this season was a lot of bearing the hatchet. You had Tori and Sam, which again, I think helps in the Sam redemption arc. You have Robbie and Miguel. Like I didn't even know how much I wanted Robbie and Miguel to be friends. I love that they're all like building this little family unit. Johnny was hysterical. He goggled. I liked that. That was funny. With all the baby stuff and like trying to get the two of them to be friends. But I will say, I think it continues to be, we said this last season, that Robbie was becoming one of the most fascinating, like, quote-unquote, kid characters, like, younger generation characters.
I would say he's the most fascinating. At this point, like, if we were to do the tier ranking again, I would put him at the top of the kids.
Him and Tori, I think, just continue to be the absolute stars for me as far as, like, the teenager cast goes, and as far as their character and their character development. I think
Robbie has come a long way as an actor since season.
Oh yeah, Robbie's been a very well written character. Like his character arc in this whole series is probably out of everybody, more so. I'd say even more so than Johnny. Like Robbie's arc has taken him on a roller coaster, but he seems to have grown the most out of anybody. And his character can be put into almost any situation on the show, and it makes sense at this point.
Yeah, that's very. And again, I really like Miguel and I really like Robbie, and I think inevitably I knew that this show would lead to them growing to like each other, but I didn't realize just how much I wanted that and how much it made, I think, both of their characters. again, and if anyone has a right to be mad at someone, it's Miguel being mad at Robbie. Like, do not get me wrong. I'll make that abundantly clear. But I just felt like both of them became more likable. Like they just matured so much this season, I think, which I really appreciated.
You started mentioning Kenny. Kenny, I think, is the best written character for the kids right now.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see
he still has an arc.
Where Kenny is going. I felt so bad for him last season. This season, I really wanted Robbie to be able to break through to him. And then it's kind of looking like at the end, he's kind of done with Cobra Kai. I think that was a fascinating ending to kind of have basically everyone denounce Cobra Kai. But then obviously,
there's a big caveat to that.
That a certain someone, Kreese, is coming back. And so that makes things. But I honestly, that could have been... It could have been, if you didn't have that like cliffhanger at the end, this could have been almost like a series finale. Like, with a little bit more character development. I think, are we leading into the last season, do you think? Like, I think season 6 is a good place to stop. Like,
I don't know how they go, like, without dragging it on.
Yeah.
Because they've brought just about everything in.
That have like really grown into themselves, and I don't want them to lose their character development at a certain point. Like, I feel like if you push it for too long, they're just going to regress. And I think so many of them have, progressed, and I would like to see their progression. But yeah, maybe
you finish off with the world tournament, and that way this ends as the most Dragon Ball show that's not Dragon Ball. Like, that's basically what this TV series is.
But
I am intrigued by this world tournament and what their potential. I like how they like teased that they had to come up with a new dojo name, and then they never
said it. Yeah, but
because in my mind, I was like, there are 4 of us. There's then 4 dojos we could represent. The next time we all get together, we're all wearing a shirt of one of them. It's gonna be
Topanga Karate.
I hope that would be so funny. And they're like, and then we just took up the old Topanga Karate. They're back.
So I was going to go on to like the Kreese storyline. What makes Kreese's storyline really interesting is that he technically was innocent, and then when Daniel and Johnny just said "screw you, you can rot," that's going to make him even worse than he ever was.
Because he was actually in the right for once.
He was in the right, and then they turned their back on him when he was actually doing the right thing. And now they're going to have to deal with probably even worse Kreese than you saw in season 2 and 3.
Also,
have you guys noticed that he's from the Gucciverse school of Fake Your Own Death?
Put Jello.
It's very campy and unrealistic, but
it's very Gucciverse.
Yeah, it worked for me. It really did work for me. There's a lot. Just Chosen. I could just wax poetic about how great Chosen is. I could wax poetic about that White Claw.
The White Claw
moment.
I'm fueled up on White Claw and whiskeys.
I really did feel for Stingray this season. His dungeons and dojos, and then him like telling the kids through that. Like that actually was a very sweet, heartfelt moment.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a lot of good.
I do question though, like with where they've gone, even with the next season, going 10 episodes could be tough. Like I almost feel like this could wrap up with a movie. Like they could go with another full season, but we're at the point now that at what point are we stretching it too thin?
Yeah, do you think the movie is just like the world tournament and we do that and we wrap up a couple more things and we finally
like a 2-hour direct to Netflix movie to tie it up would make sense at this point, I think.
So the most recent like the last arc of the Dragon Ball Super anime was a 40-minute tournament that was 39 22-minute episodes. So they can do something with this.
Yeah. I'm just really happy. I feel like so many times in a season of Cobra Kai, and again I say this with love because obviously all of us here on With the Show are big Cobra Kai.
It's our show.
It's the thing that brings us together. Yeah.
I was unaware. But
yeah, tell me more. Peter, can you explain in the comments about a movie? Because none of us are aware of it.
I was
Look
unaware.
at us, fake Cobra Kai fans. Just kidding. But yeah, sometimes it just like bothers you, and it's like you think Daniel and Johnny are finally gonna, and then there's something that kind of whatever. And I just like that this entire season, like the two of them had each other's backs and were like good to go. Also, Johnny Lawrence as an Uber driver is great. 10 out of 10.
Johnny Lawrence this season took up for me classic Simpsons Homer role. When an episode does not revolve around Homer, and anytime he's on screen, you just lose it because he makes the most of his screen time. Johnny was certainly not the main character this season, but bang for buck, pretty much every time he was on screen, you got a pretty good belly laugh. So I enjoyed that.
Well, and like, okay, my favorite joke of the season was when he and Robbie arrive in Mexico, and he shows him the female body inspector shirts, and I'm like, that is not going to end well with where they're going.
Yep.
I'm just like,
and it paid off.
Oh. As soon as I saw that, I paused it and I fucking died.
Also, can we talk about, we're talking about Mexico again. I just want to say absolute kudos to Robbie for just like being the bigger man and like being just like a good dude. And you could really tell where his character growth would come from. But I do think my favorite part of Mexico, although I loved getting to see Johnny and Robbie finally kind of come together again and bond and then go save Miguel, was when Miguel leaves his biological father and is crying on the street and goes to his actual father, like the man who has been the most a father to him.
Right.
Ugh, that got me right in the feels. I basically watched that scene and I thought to myself, AJ's crying right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know me and shit with dads.
So speaking of dads, I have a funny little anecdote to share. There was a scene in this season that literally was something that kind of happened to me a couple of years back. The Johnny White Claw scene. A few years back, I was drinking around the world at Epcot with my father, and he walks into the Rose and Crown in England, and he's looking at the selections on tap, and so he's like, Shrumbo, that sounds good. Give me one of those. And so the bartender gives him one, and he looks at her. He takes a sip, and he just looks like, oh no. He's like, barmaid, I'm sorry. I think this beer went bad.
First of all, I like that your dad said barmaid.
He did.
So was he like, did he step out of the 1700s? Well, barmaid.
Pete, I know you're watching this, Peter. I'm so sorry that happened to you. But if you ever want to try like something that's kind of like a new world, kind of indie fun thing, and Mike will tell you about it, like you should try some Malort. Like I think you guys should.
No.
Sell the bit. Damn.
No. I would never sell that on anybody. No Malort.
For those unaware, Malort kind of tastes like if you like had some like Thai fish sauce and then you put a cigarette out in it
and gasoline.
Ew, that's nasty.
It's just a splash of gasoline and shot that. That's basically Malort.
Right, I think we should do. I mean, I want to talk about some nitty gritty stuff too, but let's go down the line, I guess, and talk about like best emotional moment. Obviously, AJ and I think we can agree on that. Would you say Miguel and Johnny reuniting in Mexico?
Probably.
Chosen also like talking about
Kumiko.
that was really beautiful. Also, what did Johnny call her?
Kokomo.
Yeah, Kokomo. That's
Kokomo.
what it was. He's like, yeah, and Kokomo. That was great. And then I guess what was like your biggest like laugh or biggest?
Oh, the white claw.
The White Claw.
The White Claw was definitely where I started laughing the most.
Good. I also like that. You know how we on What the Show. Listen, y'all, we're ahead of the times. We loved Pawn Shop Guy, and this season
he got like a
Pawn
story.
Shop Guy got like a story and like had a heart to heart with Johnny, and it was actually a very beautiful moment. And he like helped him, and I was like, y'all, we already loved Pawn Shop Guy, and we called it. He was great. I loved Pawn Shop Guy.
Pawn Shop Guy should get his own series. Like I've said this for years now.
People pawn shop that he deals with.
I would watch that 100%. He seems like a great guy.
I'm believing more and more that Shola Madueña should be in a Damien Chazelle drama, like a la Whiplash, like that level of thing. Like when we took him outside of his dad's little restaurant after hours, I think we saw that. I want to see that dude get some like meaty acting roles. But yeah, funniest thing for me is still the FBI thing, and then seeing surprise Kano. When I realized that was Josh Lawson, I lost my mind.
Surprise! Well,
I want some Punch Up Guy show.
What do you call the Punch Up Guy show?
I don't know.
He's the star of it, so we got to call it Pawn Stars, right?
Pawn Stars, yes. I'm into it.
It's just him and Chosen. Just people bring stuff in.
I just really needed some more Dimitri in my life this season. Like I said, that's my one big complaint. A little bit some more Dimitri, some more like Hawk. Yeah, just a lot of the kids, I feel like, particularly in that first half of the season. I mean, you had such good starting, like Robbie and Miguel were having obviously some great moments at the beginning of the half. Even Sam, to a certain extent, with her kind of like finding herself thing. Also, this is my other conclusion I've come to. Netflix, officially sponsored by Coors Banquet, Sensory Deprivation Tanks, and Metallica. So yeah, if you would like to be a hit show on Netflix, you need those three things and you're good to go. The one Sam scene, literally, we were like, oh, Sam's in the upside down. Like she's straight from the upside. I was like, is that the only way you can film a sensory deprivation tank scene? Is like, you have to have someone in like a pitch black room and like have them be like, oh, and like envisioning things.
What if she got out of the tank and like the other girls just had like a plate of Egos for her?
Or just started saying yes, Papa.
Yes, Papa.
Yes, Papa. Yes, Papa.
I think that's that's an option. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, we really love those three things here on Pop.
She just Netflix. Fucking force pushes Tori across the room.
She's like, I don't need karate anymore, and like her nose starts bleeding. She's like doing the 11 force push. Oh my god, it'd be so great. And then, she's like, I've gone to join Vecna. Peace, bitches. Like, how good would that be?
And then she has a flashback to season 2 when they're in the roller rink and she smashes Tori with a roller skate.
Holy shit. Oh, true. Other things Netflix might be sponsored by roller rinks. But yeah, I was like, this is getting out of hand, Netflix. Like with the sensory deprivation and the Metallica and the Coors Banquet, it's all the rage. It's all the rage, those three things.
So we are 23 minutes in, and I think right now is the appropriate time for the... Welcome to
What the Show. We were originally going to wait until Juice got here, but
that's taken a hot minute.
I'm not sure when that's going to be. So we decided to roll it. We could have rolled it 40 minutes into the show. Why not?
Yeah, why not? But we do have. I did prepare a little slideshow for us because we're doing this little welcome back to football. We're all football fans here. So I wanted to do a quick little recap on my thoughts on week 1 of the NFL and prepared the slideshow for you.
I'm so excited. I'm excited for the slideshow. Right.
Broncos country, deep fried. Broncos country, das mine.
Yep.
Broncos country. Last slide.
Hey! That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I loved it.
I spent 45 minutes on it.
That was called.
45 minutes for a 45-second bit.
So, you know what, AJ? I'm so proud of you. Also, I like that. Yeah, you're like, oh, and it's time to take off Cobra spoilers. I guess everyone, if you were afraid to watch for Cobra Kai spoilers, you can officially rejoin. We are.
Our viewership should skyrocket.
Yeah, let me tell you. No, everyone's gonna leave. They're like, I was here for the Cobra Kai talk. Now you're done. With
We
that.
did not even advertise Cobra Kai.
We didn't even advertise that. That is fair.
I did rewatch Moonfall twice this weekend.
You had a good weekend.
I didn't watch it a single time, and I feel really bad now and jealous that you got to watch it twice.
It's
we still have to schedule the official What the Show watch along. I feel like that's going to be one of the rare times where like we have like we'll put up on the Twitter, hey, who wants to sign up for this? All right, we're full of spots already.
Yeah, because the movie fucking rules, dude.
It's so bonkers. It's like it starts as one movie, tries to maintain being that movie while going into another movie, becomes a third movie, tries to revert back to the first movie, and then goes into something completely different.
We were with friends of ours this weekend at Halloween Horror Nights. Everyone be jealous. And also, I was very brave this year, and I've done 4 houses already.
She did 4 houses this year.
Who am I?
Which was this?
Scream Queen. I did The Weeknd. I did Blumhouse. I've done Dead Man's Pier. And I've done Spirits of the Coven. My ranking of those 4, I'll start from worst to best. Yeah. I'm going to put The Weeknd in 4th place. Too many strobes. I was not about those strobes. Spirits of the Coven in 3rd place. I really like the speakeasy part of it. Toward the end, it just gets really dark, and there's too much stuff. So too much stuff in face. I don't like it. I don't like things touching me. And then I would say Blumhouse. And then my absolute favorite this year, which this is a lot of people's favorite, has to be Dead Man's Pier. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's absolutely remarkable what they were able to do at that house. But yeah, that's in Bethany's rankings of the 4 HHN houses she did. But we were trying to tell, there are some mega structures. There are some. The Dead Man's Pier is literally a mega structure. So we were trying to tell our friends that they should watch this, and our one friend was like, "Oh, I'm not really into sci-fi," and I was like, "It's cute that you think this movie is a sci-fi movie."
it might think it is.
This movie is just a disaster. It's a hot mess from start to finish, and it is amazing. PJ, come to HHN. These are possibilities. I had a twisted tater, AJ, and I toasted it to you, just so you know.
Thank you so much, because there's so much about this year's HHN, just the Halloween house and all that stuff. I wish I could be there so badly.
I've only done the Halloween house once so far. I did it on the preview night. I haven't been able to do it since because it's been between that and the weekend. It's had the longest wait.
It's a very popular house.
So I haven't really done that much.
Hi, Cousin Rob.
Cousin Rob. What's up, buddy?
Cousin Rob.
So going back to
it was like have a juice loose shortly.
It was like basically Christmas week for us last week. Netflix puts up Morbius. Yeah. HBO Max puts up Moonfall. Cobra Kai goes up, and then some channel I've never watched does something stupid and puts up an apology, which
guys, we just got live footage of you two in the weekend house at HHN. I need to pull this up real quick.
Yeah, that was me. Honestly, there is a room that's kind of like that, and that was one of the better parts of the house. Toward the end, it's just all strobes, and I didn't like it. And I hate. So my biggest thing I don't like in an HHN house, and they've done this a few times, is when you're in a room and half of it is dummies and half of it is real people and you don't know what. And so you're just walking through a room full of people and suddenly one moves out at you. I'm not about that. I'm not about that. Okay. And they did that to me in this house and I didn't like it.
My favorite house of all time did that spectacularly well. It was a few years back. There was a house called Scarecrow the Reaping. and holy hell did they do that well, because the thing was, I did that as many times as I could, and you never knew which one of them was actually the person.
Nice.
So even doing that house repeatedly, it was really good. So
that sounds like my
that was
idea for a Nick Cage Prisoners of the Ghostland house. But at the end, like, Nick Cage gets married to a 29-year-old. And they have a child.
I would love to go to an HHN that you created. Like, to be in your wild mind.
Twisted
I don't know that most people would be able to keep up with the story.
I'd be so into it, though.
It's like the Tooth Fairy one where they have to post all the narrative on the walls.
Yes.
I do. I did like Tooth Fairy, even though it was scary. I thought the aesthetic of it was very cool. That was
not enough real human teeth around for the Tooth Fairy one to work for me. Like, otherwise, it was...
A giant regret is that I never got to do that house with Video Drew. That would have been an experience to go into the Tooth Fairy with Video Drew.
I think that she would have wanted more teeth than I would even want from that. So,
yeah, that's fair. You know what else sucked about? Well, this weekend was overall really great, but the one thing that was the downside for me was that we lost to Kentucky again, and I didn't even have my dear friends and my favorite bartender, John Carlo, to console me after the loss. We just lost, and I had to drive home. So that was unfortunate. But next time, I'm going to go visit John Carlo.
Real quick, though, as a reminder, Giancarlo, who you guys are Facebook friends with, and whose Facebook profile I've seen. That's weird.
Yeah, we are Facebook friends with Giancarlo. I love him. He's great. I respect him. I respect the fine work he does. I pick him out to people all the time. I'm like, if y'all been to the Orchid Lounge, if you go, you need to ask for my boy Giancarlo. So I hope he's getting some great business.
He served Ben Bateman.
That's true. He did serve Ben Bateman. And I think Ben enjoyed his experience.
Yeah, he did.
So there you go, everyone. He is what the show approves. Oh, also, on a completely unrelated note, last Wednesday, so we did the fantasy football draft on Monday, and we were all talking about talk. We were going to do a stream on Wednesday, and then we didn't end up doing a stream. And one of the reasons was because we didn't have internet in the Deacon household.
We found out why.
Yeah, I think it may have gotten struck by lightning.
No, so our building, I was actually not home on Tuesday night. I was at a Ghost concert, and Bethany messages me that she gets home and there's no internet. Touche. That was very good.
That was a good reference right there. That's an A+ reference.
Anyway, so we get a message from our apartment complex. Apparently, we never used the elevator, but apparently our building got struck by lightning that night and fried out our elevator. And we're pretty certain that's probably what did it in our modem. So yeah, that's why we weren't on Wednesday night.
So we had to get a new one. It was shook a whole things. We used to only have a modem, and now we have a modem and a router. I don't know, welcome to the 21st century, right? But anyhow, long story short, since we got this new one, we got the chance to finally name our modem.
Yes.
And we did name it What the Network. So that is our new Wi-Fi, yeah. And I thought that you and Jews would appreciate that. So that is our Wi-Fi, whatever, our network.
If anybody's ever in our apartment complex, that's it. If you're trying to get on that one, that's us.
Yeah, that's us. I'm not going to tell you the password to all you people out there, but you know what our Wi-Fi is now.
Okay. Do you think anybody in your apartment complex is watching this?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, highly unlikely.
And I'm like, what if I go knock on my neighbor's door right now and I'm like, hey, tune in. And also, if you'd like to get on our network.
But, like, you can share your password. It's fine. You don't have to. My wife.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, if any of you guys come
Little
to our
Quail 7.
This sounds like a challenge.
Okay, so did you guys hear about the chess champion?
Here we go.
What? No.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
I did.
There was this world-class chess champion who mainly played like via stream and stuff like that. And it's been discovered that for his in-person matches, and he's beaten any chess master you can think of in the world. You know the chess masters, Bethany. You're very familiar with all of them.
Yes, very familiar.
So for these And Sean, I hope your children are listening to this. I
Turn it up.
hope your children are listening to
I choose
this.
just in
Hi,
time.
Justin.
Perfect timing.
Hi.
That's
So-
daiquiri on it. That does not look like a daiquiri, sir.
So this chess master
New flavor.
inserted remote anal beads and set up a bot so it would buzz in him when he made the right move.
What? Yeah, I should have dropped off that too.
The chess world has been rocked.
Yeah,
Because he
Sean,
found
we
a
have
way
an
to
apology
cheat.
prepared for. I'd like to apologize now on behalf of this conversation we just had. That was.
Season 2 of the Queen's Gambit is going to be wild.
It is going to be wild. If it wasn't already wild enough, it is 100% going to be wild. Okay, Juice, I've been waiting with bated breath. I don't know if this is something you can say on air or if this is the
I
best
can.
of this conversation, but I'm dying to know why. It's like this big weird secret as to why you can watch Cobra Kai this weekend. Can you please tell us why?
So, I've decided that I will not watch Cobra Kai Season 5
Uh-huh.
until much later than just this weekend, until January.
Why? How are you going to be able to hold out that long? No, thank you.
Because
Okay.
it gets cold in Wisconsin,
It does.
and there's winter depression, and there's nothing to do or look forward to. I have to park like down the road and walk to my apartment every night. It's just brutal. It is
So
difficult.
Johnny Lawrence is going to inspire you to get out of your car and walk in the cold, is what you're saying?
Pretty much. There's no warmth. There's no beacon of hope to have in this fall. Like, fall is great.
The chess world is rocked. But more importantly, his
Yeah, I was gonna
world
say,
is
I've got
rocked.
another idea to maybe spice up your January if you're looking for some episodes.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Juice. Don't do it. So
So-
you're gonna wait
Patreon.com
until the dead of
1%.
winter, so you have a little bit of hope and light in your world.
A little bit
is
of
what
hope
you're
and light, but also I have a very short memory. And I just rewatched the whole show, in like February, whatever the last season came out.
saying. Yeah.
Like, I remember the show. So I want to rewatch the whole thing and have it be a thing, lead up to season 5. I don't want the pressure of the show just came out. Like, I'm not ready for it. So
I have a question.
For it.
Yeah, I have a question. Does this have anything to do with Letterboxd? Like, can you not watch Cobra Kai twice in the calendar year?
yeah, I actually can't
Yes,
legally watch
complete.
Cobra
That's what
Kai
it is.
until 2023.
Well,
I knew
okay,
the
now-
Jeff
look at
Ultimate
that one.
comparison
Yeah,
was
now
gonna
that I
get
know it's
made, but-
January. That makes perfect sense.
This is adding up now.
Well, you have some good stuff to look forward to when you can watch it in the next calendar year, Juice. So I'm excited for you.
I'm 3
I
episodes in
have
and
had
I
a
rewatched.
poll question I've been wanting to ask everyone. I was waiting until Juice was present to ask. So as I'm sure everyone is aware, the Queen died, and y'all know how much I love a queue. So I'm gonna ask: would you wait in that queue that you cannot leave? You must have a wristband for. You cannot go to the bathroom. It is cold and rainy in England, and it'll probably take you about 30 hours, and it's a 2.5 mile walk to basically walk slowly by a box with a dead woman in it. Would you wait in it?
Hell no.
I figured that would be your response. AJ?
I'd be at a pub.
Yeah.
Okay, it's conditional. Yeah.
Okay, what are your conditions?
Do you get to take like a bag with you?
I believe you are allowed to carry things on your presence, yes.
So, Beefeater gin.
Maddie says absolutely fucking not. Yeah, that's fair. That's
If anyone
fair,
gets
Maddie.
to answer this question, it's Maddie.
It's true. Maddie's answer is okay. So you have some beefeater gin. Are you gonna drink the
Uh,
gin and then pee in that bottle?
Camel menthols. No, I'm gonna piss on the fucking casket.
Okay, fair. That's fair. She did do a
I'm
lot
gonna
of.
hold it for a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
that is 30 hours
yeah.
potentially of holding it, and then
And
it is guarded.
and
But
do
I
I
think
get?
it'd be worth it to piss on her.
Do I do DoorDash? Because like, I will DoorDash the fuck out of that weekend. And
You
I'll
could,
make sure
yeah.
why.
I guess you technically could.
Yeah. Okay.
That is
So-
true. But it would be hard because you're like at a slow crawl the entire time. So by the time the DoorDash gets you, you might be in another spot. You know, they're gonna have to like hunt you down.
I do not care. I want to disrespect the monarchy by taking somebody else's place and do some fucking weird shit.
You know what, Maddie? When you put it that
I
way,
would be at Maddie Gunner's place.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You got to
I'm
put
doing
down the
that.
Appletini.
Would you
Better
line
alternative.
up for a dead old witch?
By the way, hi, Greg Castillo. It wasn't Greg.
Oh.
It was. I always confuse my conversation sometimes with Greg and Keith Delacommon, who mentioned
DoorDash?
this show is like a shitpost meme as a long form podcast, and for that, I think we all got to salute Delacommon. Thank you.
Wait, I need to know, do you have Uber Eats in London if you don't have DoorDash? How do y'all survive? Okay.
Oh.
Juice, would you wait in that queue?
How long is it?
It could
30
take
hours.
like 30 hours, supposedly.
I will be in line for the Maddie Gunner.
Yeah.
Appletini party?
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
yeah.
good.
If I go to
People-
England, that's who I'm hitting up, not the Queen. Sorry.
I want to
But
make
I
it
could-
really clear if I ever joined the queue, which like I think I probably wouldn't. But if I did, okay, so there is Uber
There
Eats.
is
That
Uber
is good
Eats.
to know. But if I ever did, it would only be because of my love of queues, and it would have nothing to do with the dead witch.
See,
That's what
here's
I
how
say.
this-
I really love queuing for things.
here's how it happened
What
to
an
me is
experience! The people you could meet. I don't, I mean, I'd rather go have Appletinis than Maddie. I'm not gonna lie, but I just like I think about waiting in a queue, and it gets me weirdly excited.
see here's how it would start. I'd be
Very
having drinks with Maddie, and then I'd be like, "Right back, mate. Gonna go shitpost the Queen," and then I would
There is a live
for
stream of the
30
queue, so
plus
you could
hours.
just watch them. The whole like not going to the bathroom thing is what stresses me out. Like I'm down with lining up for things, but like I have to be able to pee,
Speaking of lining up for things, we found out something amazing that is happening about an hour and a half away from us.
Oh my goodness.
In
yes.
December? There is a con going on. It's Spookala, it's called. It's in Ocala, Florida. This particular con is happening in December.
Yeah, if anyone wants to come.
If anybody
giving
wants
you
to come,
warning
we're going to announce something that we have found out about this. One of the special guests is Hollywood's James Remar. We are
I don't
going
even
to
know
go.
what a jabroni is.
That's right.
He
That's
doesn't know
right.
what a jabroni is, but he's gonna know who we are, y'all.
We are going to go get our picture taken with him. We're going to go get his autograph. We're going to have him insult Jeff.
The best rating.
It's going to be the best day of
Maybe
the
we'll
year.
bring him an Appletini. I don't know. There's so many options. It's in December.
December
Everyone-
18th,
I want
think.
everyone to know that you're invited. Juice, AJ,
Ooh.
everyone that's in the chat right now, if you can
Alec.
make it here. It's also our dog's birthday. If you want to come for Luna's birthday, we're gonna
So
go
I'm
see
missing two things.
Wait.
Thank you.
Alex
for making-
Winter, Corey Feldman.
Alex Winter's going to be there. Yeah, Bill.
No, Maddie, you're invited. Can you get to Florida by December? You can come. Oh, it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, William, I too want to walk up to him with an Appletini, and I want him to take a sip from it and call Jeffrey Jabroni again. Like that is my goal in life.
You're a jabroni.
You're a jabroni. I think he's gonna have to live. He's gonna have to leave the Griffith Observatory. I can't even talk, y'all. It's been a long day. To come to this convention, and that's really brave of him.
This is
Yeah,
the most random lineup.
It's weird, yeah. But James Remar is gonna be there, and that's all I need to know. Also, like, who hosts a convention in Ocala? I want for any of those
I'm
viewers
going
out
to
there
post the link in
who
the
are
chat.
not familiar with Ocala, it's literally bumfuck nowhere. Basically, it's a bunch of cows, and apparently this convention is going to be there with James Remar. I don't know. It's very strange.
Guys, I'm looking up like James Remar facts because I want to make sure like it appears he might be sober because he had a terrible drug problem. I don't know if he still drinks alcohol.
Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't bring him an Appletini then out of dessert, but we could drink one.
You could ask if he drinks and then do the thing. But
I
found out that he's been the voice of Lexus since 2009 for their commercials.
Who knew? I didn't know that.
Next week we're having Taylor Cleek on. We need to have a review of Lexus commercials.
No, guys, I'm jealous. I won't be here next week. Everyone, I will be missing next week. I'd like to apologize. I'd like to add to my apology video that I am sorry that I will not be here next week. But it's going to be a boys' week, and y'all are going to have a good time.
And Nikki, are you going to be able to join us?
Yeah.
Visit your parents that weekend.
Would you like to come and visit Ocala that very weekend? And you can come meet Hollywood's own James Remar.
Yeah, you and Pat are both more than welcome.
Steve's first girlfriend from Stranger Things season 1, I think.
Oh, hell's yeah. We're meeting her too. She's got to be dirt cheap, you know?
I don't even think she made the tier list. Like, that's how low they're going.
There are so many people. Like, Mr. Clark did not make that tier list. Like, but then there was random people like Eight's friends, like Eight's punk friends. And it's like Mr. Clark is way bigger of a stamp on that show than they do. Whoever like made that tier list, you know.
Yeah,
but anyways,
that was
William Harold with some facts. So Michael Bean's character in Aliens was supposed to be James Remar.
Yep.
This is a thing.
That is valid. I have seen that before. That is
yeah, we can make him alcohol-free Appletini. That's true.
A mocktail.
A mocktail. We can make him a mocktail Appletini.
Yeah, no teeny, just
apple.
Just
like drinking a Jolly. We're gonna juice a Jolly Rancher. Y'all, I've got so many great plans. I'm gonna go watch people line up in a queue at Maddie's house while we drink Appletinis. Then in December, we're gonna go see James Remar.
There better be a bar around there that we can have an Appletini before.
God, I hope so. Again, there's not much going on in Ocala, but we'll see. Oh, Ocala. Have you ever been to Ocala? I don't think you have.
I think we just drove past it. I've never stopped.
We'll be driving past Ocala this very weekend. So
I'm going to a Gators game, and
he is.
That's usually not a good thing for the Gators.
That we don't lose. It's very 50-50. We'll see how that goes.
I'll be right back.
Oh, AJ's leaving us now.
Juice, carry the show.
Juice, carry the show. Juice, tell us what's going on in your life.
Oh, not much. I have made multiple Appletinis in the last couple weeks. I even made an Appletini, and like when we were extremely busy, and the last thing you want when you're very busy is a complicated order. And an Appletini is not a complicated order, but it's an Appletini. And
takes a minute.
I was trying to, I forget what I did, but like I put all the ingredients into my shaker. And then, like, I tried to, like, flip it up, and essentially it all, like, an entire Appletini just spilt, like, all over, like, my whole area.
Nice.
So, you know, I just had to go with it. But, like, yeah, I had an Appletini drenched, like...
That's got to be so sticky.
Station for, like... And at, like, the end of a very busy night, you don't really clean. You just, like, I'm getting out of here. Right. So it was, like, the next day, I'm just, like... walking into this Appletini infested.
That has got an overnight stained Appletini. That's got to be.
I feel like it would smell pretty good though.
It was brutal.
Appletini smell good. That's my take on that. It would not be pleasant. It would be very like a sticky counter, but at least it wouldn't smell too terrible. That's my thoughts on that matter. Might attract some fruit flies.
Look at this guy down here, though, currently in first place in the Fantasy Football League.
That is correct. And I won my weekly pick'em at
nice.
Where I work. I won like $150, which basically is the rest of my buy-ins for the year.
Yeah, 17 weeks. That's basically it. Yeah.
So
I would. My strategy this year is just to pick the Detroit Lions, whether or not I think they're going to win or not, because I just love them so much now. They almost upset last week.
Those weeks, the upset weeks,
Yeah,
Like,
I'll
I think
have
I'm just
I'll
gonna.
have friends.
I think I'm just gonna always pick the Packers to lose, being in Packer country, and that worked out for me very well.
It's probably going to continue to.
I feel like I'm at a disadvantage this year with that because part of my new show with Chance, we do that every week, so everybody knows who my picks are. So I can't catch anyone off guard.
So, I spent a lot of time on fantasy football analytics this past, I'd say, 3 months.
Travis said he in.
Yeah. Oh, that turned out a certain way. But
It's week 1.
Oh yeah, it is. Week one is fucking.
So I have to play Mike in 2 leagues this week. This has never happened before.
We're in 2 leagues together, and just by
chance, we are playing each other in both leagues this weekend. I don't want to play him early. I don't know. I told him today, I was like, I barely know my team. I don't know them. I haven't bonded with them yet. I don't know who to put in. I'm very worried about this. We usually do a little side wager. We haven't decided yet. I don't even know how it's going to work because we're playing in 2 leagues.
Listen, I'm looking at 2 people on screen right now. She asks you for advice. Don't give it.
They like me more. Help me.
I would say Juice's meme team is the best in our league. And therefore, all my 3 months of research doesn't mean shit.
Juice's strategy was draft all the Buffalo Bills.
And you know what?
I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize it. I'm literally looking at the team the next day, and I'm like, I have 4 Buffalo Bills, but not like I have 2 starting and 2 on the bench. 4 all in starting positions.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you know what? I think it works out.
A quadruple
I think it works out real well for you. Yeah. Anyone in the chat, if you want to help me, if anyone is good at fantasy football and like to help me beat Mike, there could be a Magic Kingdom trip on the line. You could double or nothing.
Ooh, can I come?
Yes.
Okay, I still haven't decided what I get.
If I give you help,
yes,
and you win, then you guys pay for my trip to Magic Kingdom. Okay.
I'll get you in Magic Kingdom. I'll do it.
Nice. I can't
I think Mike's betting that is like he just doesn't have to go to Magic Kingdom. That's the whole thing.
I think my bet, if I win, I get to go to Trader Sam's and don't have to go to Magic Kingdom.
I mean, I like Trader Sam's, so it's a good win for me.
And hibachi.
Is there a timeline on this and exactly when I have to do this?
This is one day. This is a magical day.
No, but like when? Because like I have a very expensive wedding I'm going to next week, so like I'm willing to bet this, but I need you to give me like a minute to pull it off.
You can do it in like the
You guys are playing this weekend. Is it next weekend?
The wedding? Yeah, it's next weekend.
No, you guys aren't playing each other this weekend.
No, we are playing each other
this weekend. Yeah, literally week 2, this weekend. Starting tomorrow. Oh god, I have to make picks. Man, like look at my stuff.
Mike, you don't have an Eagle Fang logo somehow.
I'm Banquet Butch.
Yeah.
And never mind.
There's like 45 Cobra Kai related names. I think they're all Mike. Yeah, I'm Winter Me. Like I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally play him in 2 leagues.
I don't know how to tell you this. Like, I think you probably gotta put Jamal Williams over Brees Hall.
Oh, I think I'm gonna put in. Well, I don't know if I want to strategize right in front of him, but I was already thinking about potentially putting in Jamal Williams because he did really well last week.
I made the mistake this week. I did it last week, and I was 100% right. And this is just like because of me being a Jets fan. Any team who is ever playing the New York Jets, if you can get the number 2 wide receiver, that receiver is going to run wild.
Do I have anyone playing in the New York?
And so I grabbed Peoples-Jones because I said that, and I realized, oh shit, I can't let her do that. So I grabbed him.
So the thing is, we don't know if Swift is healthy.
Right. Well, I think he's precautionary with what the news came out today.
I hope he's not.
I don't think he's gonna miss time.
Yeah, so I'd put him in over Swift if I don't have any consequence. But if I do that, I get a free trip to Orlando with a trip to Magic Kingdom.
True. I only have one person that's playing in the
Upside.
Thursday night game. Should I put him in?
That Thursday night game is going to be wild.
It's gonna
That
be
could be
shit.
really
Palmer?
high.
I don't even effing know who this guy is.
It's
Oh,
really-
Josh Palmer. Yeah. So is this
Keenan
in
Allen's
our
out.
league? Is that
Are
in
you
our league?
helping me right now?
So
You wanna put
Palmer.
Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is who you want
Yes.
to play this week.
Yes, he was almost my number one pick.
I would do Palmer over Drake London any day of the week.
Okay. All right.
Saturday through
Yeah.
Sunday,
I think I'm
Monday,
gonna do it.
Monday through Sunday.
There's
yo.
a potential trip to Magic Kingdom on the line. Okay, AJ. So I appreciate your advice.
But
I don't have
AJ,
any consequences.
You
But
can
they
go
might
to
fuck
Magic
with me
Kingdom.
at Trader Sam's again.
I just want to say, AJ, I will only be providing the Magic Kingdom ticket, not the flight costs. Okay, I'm not made of money.
I thought you were providing the
I will provide
wages.
you lodging
Every dinner.
and Magic Kingdom. I can provide you both
lodging and a ticket to Disneyland. Yeah, fuck
and
it, let's
a
go.
ticket to Disney. Yes, I can provide that if you can help me pull up a victory.
I don't know. This is kind of like enticing for me though, because I get to watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation with AJ
Well,
again.
see, I'm giving you something more to do. You'll be more willing to
It's
go
a
to Magic
win-win.
Kingdom.
Win-win.
And you have AJ here to go with us. So
Guys, we'll just schedule around like my PTO next year for like
yeah,
when that Fletch is still good. We're gonna make this happen anyways.
we're gonna make it
Jeez, you wanna
happen.
come on?
I belong. And even if I don't beat Mike, we're gonna make this happen. But it would be even sweeter if we could do it because I beat Mike.
So we haven't talked about Morbius yet, but has anyone actually watched?
Let's not.
Well, so we are proposing the Morbius challenge to our fan base. I haven't actually said this to anybody on here.
I
But
think said our fan base.
our
like
fan
we have
base,
fans.
our fan base, because they are fans and we appreciate them.
Thank you.
And
Like
anybody
and subscribe.
is
Like a sister.
willing to watch Morbius on stream with us, hit me up on Twitter and we'll make it happen.
That's a lot to ask out of people to make them watch Morbius.
I
No.
don't even know if I want to do that.
Have you guys heard about my Morbius drinking game?
No.
You watch Morbius dead fucking sober. You cannot drink.
Oh,
the
God.
entire time.
No, no.
AJ, that's torture.
that is just terrible, terrible.
I've heard that most people have passed out trying the challenge. From alcohol poisoning. Because of the cope afterwards. It's a real thing. There's so much cope.
That people are
It's a
having.
lot of
y'all.
cope.
It's a real struggle.
Oh,
Oh, I gotta find this on Twitter today. Our boy Roy Kent won another Emmy. Sesame Street congratulated him with the Muppets congratulated him with a Waldorf and Statler post, and it was fantastic. I gotta see if I can find the Muppets. Here we go. Yeah. Here it is. So Statler and Waldorf, which is a great follow on Twitter. I recommend this to everybody watching right now. Go follow Statler and Waldorf. Most days we're disgruntled, annoyed, frustrated, and peeved. So imagine our thrill when we met someone else who is too. Congratulations to our new favorite grump at Brett Goldstein on his second Emmy win in a row. And it's a picture of them with Brett Goldstein.
Rick Goldstein, absolute delight, absolute national treasure, even though he is not from the nation of which I am. He's a global treasure, is what he is.
Yeah, and what about them trying to do another national treasure movie or show or whatever, but without Nick Cage?
That's ridiculous.
That's a
Absolutely.
national travesty.
That's
They're
a
doing
national
a sh-
travesty indeed.
they're
I'm
doing
not
a
for it.
show without Nick Cage, but has Riley, and they're doing a movie with Nick Cage.
Really?
So yes.
So
They're
wait,
doing
the
so.
show will have Riley, the movie will have
Mhm.
Nick Cage. Does either of them have both of them?
I hope the movie, but it's Riley with I believe Nick Cage's niece or granddaughter. I don't know. But yeah, it's a thing that's actually happening.
Okay.
But
How do we feel about this Mufasa prequel and the fact that they're suddenly making him an orphan? Because it really pisses me off. Did y'all see this?
It looks terrible.
How the fuck does he have a brother
And
if he was an orphan?
have you
And
seen
again, I'm not saying
the
orphans have brothers.
2022 hit Morbius? Because he has a brother and he's an orphan.
Well, that answers it. But there is literally, in canon, there's already lore about Mufasa's heritage and his parents and the fact that Scar is his brother. And now we're going to make a prequel where he was born an orphan cub. And it's like, hold on, I have questions. And I don't want it. I don't want it.
This isn't my joke. I saw a tweet somewhere. It's like, okay, you guys are doing a movie about Mufasa, the jock in high school, who's like super good at everything. I want the movie that's Scar being the weird queer theater kid. Like,
Yeah. Honestly, I think it'd be more entertaining. I'm just saying. Yeah, Mufasa had it good, probably. Like, you know, like he was living life. And Scar was just, like he was the weird queer theater kid. I want to watch that movie.
Now, I also think here, was it the midichlorians?
I might have been midichlorians. Who's lying, Jesus? Can I tell the guys the great news? Speaking of Lion Jesus, that makes me think of football Jesus. I don't know if y'all recall, last year you went and saw a little show called Nightmare Fuel, okay, at Halloween Horror Nights. And I believe AJ's crack was that it really should have been called Wet Dream, which he's not wrong. And one of the standout stars of last year's show was what we like to call BDSM Trevor Lawrence. Because it's this guy that looks like Trevor Lawrence, but if he was into BDSM, he's wearing leather pants and gyrating. And it's a whole thing, right? I'm happy to report. I was very worried that for some reason BDSM Trevor Lawrence would not be back this year for the sequel to Nightmare Fuel. Y'all, rest assured, he's back. He's better than ever. He's wearing his leather pants. He's wearing a leather collar and a leash. He is gyrating. It's great. Will you ever look at Trevor Lawrence the same again when he is playing for a god-awful team every Sunday? No, you will not. Also, we went and saw Nightmare Fuel on a Sunday, and I walked out and I was like, forgive me, Father, I have sinned. I don't think I should have watched that show on a Sunday, but I digress.
Nice. Have you seen the Trevor Lawrence, like, his pregame speech to his players? Have you seen this? Okay, I'm just gonna see if I can.
I'm gonna need to see this, but I'm gonna envision it as the guy wearing the leather pants.
I just want to imagine he has like a comb and he's going through his hair the whole time as he's doing the speech.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I have barely heard that man talk. Like he never talked.
I love that this is way worse than you guys think it is.
Oh, I'm so excited, man! You really hyped me up on this now. Oh.
That is true. Like you don't really hear. Like I don't know if I could identify him on radio.
If you wanted me to do an impression of him right now, I'd be like,
I don't think I can identify him on radio.
This man talk. Like every other quarterback, you like kind of, you know what I mean? Like they have their sponsorships and their deals and they talk. I think he had like one hair commercial and he barely talked in it. And I was like, what?
Okay, guys. I gotta share a screen on this. And I don't have night mode on my Twitter, on fucking my computer, but check out.
What is that? What is happening?
What? Okay, ready?
Apologize for whatever's happening.
Let's go.
Hey, first chance to show them what we're all about. Let's go. Play with some swag. Let's have some fun.
That's a speech.
Exactly in the tone of voice of someone that does not have a personality or who I would not know their voice would sound like. Hey,
swag,
right,
fun.
Swag, fun. First of all, white boy, no. You should not say swag. Second of all, white boy, no.
How does he have like the face and hair that he has and the personality of
personality.
an insurance adjuster.
Yeah.
Seriously, that was like I'd rather watch Cement Dry than have that man give me a pep talk. Oh man, that was so bad. Oh, that's fascinating. Like those were his big words, and again, said in like the flattest tone possible.
All right, guys, let's go out there and lose to the commies.
I know that felt 45 minutes long. It was like 7 seconds.
Yeah, that's all I had to say. Just spoken like someone who, again, I did not know what he sounded like, because like he doesn't talk.
Oh, football Jesus too.
What? Like, how do you want to like? You have people like Jamal Williams, so I'm like, I will freaking run through a wall for that man. Like that speech got me so hyped. And then you have people like Trevor Lawrence, so I'm like, oh, I just fell asleep. Sorry, swag.
7 seconds. Jamal Williams did a speech in Hard Knocks. So it was 5 minutes in a huddle.
And he cried, and I cried, and it went by
like it was 10 seconds.
All right, guys. AJ, thank you so much. That made me wow. That was great.
It was short enough that we didn't get copyright claimed for.
Yeah, that's how quick it was. Thanks, Trevor.
His lawyers are on
It felt like an eternity.
Did we talk about Violent Night yet?
No. Oh, we need to.
Oh, Violent Night. So we're getting a film this year starring David Harbour as Santa Claus, who helps protect a family against a home invasion. The family. I don't know if he's part of the family, but we also know that Michael Pena is in this movie. By the way, the writer tweeted out that Michael Pena is in this movie with David Harbour.
Listen, I'm loving this cast.
Oh, man.
I don't. I'm so happy right now.
The second this movie is available to get tickets for, that first Thursday night show, I will be there.
That poster is really something. Can I just say?
This better go theatrical. If it's not theatrical, I'm going to be very upset.
And look, there's this thing where anybody who's watching right now, there's this thing that we call a night bitch. So Night Bitch is an upcoming movie with Amy Adams where she plays a woman who is being gaslit into slowly believing that she's becoming a dog. And this created the Night Bitch principle of what the show, that the wildest news
came on
that
Thursdays
ever come out.
Yep.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey came out on Thursday.
Everything always comes out Thursday. It's wild.
Rob Zombie Monster is always Thursday, and when that news comes out, that is what we call a night bitch. The death of Queen Elizabeth II, night bitch.
I know. Also, good night, bitch.
But been declared.
If I was in the UK right now, I probably would have been arrested for that. But I'm not.
Right.
I can say it.
Man, we should have been ready with the outro music.
Really? How was that never ready when we really need it?
Oh man, that would have been such a great way.
May the 4th be with you guys.
Oh,